Getting labeled as a fraud today is the equivalent of getting your chain snatched and ass beat in front of the HUDs and nobody wanting to associate themselves with you. Being called a fraud is a term nobody is safe from in the big 2026, especially with some of these damn anime characters. And to show y'all just how much of an absolute disappointment these motherfuckers are, we starting this list off with the most recent addition to this term, Naoya Zenin from Jujutsu Kaisen. By the way, spoilers for JJK ahead for the anime and manga. Now, I know everybody is going crazy over this fucking scene with Choso, but trust me when I say this motherfucker gotta be the biggest fake demon I've seen as of recently. I don't think we have seen bro win a major fight in the story once. The very first episode of season 3, when we are introduced to him, he was talking mad crazy about Maki and her sister. It was absolutely disgusting. When bro heard the news that she damn near got her shit burnt to a crisp, he was like, oh, is that so? Shit, that might be the best thing I heard all day. She ain't built to be a housewife at all. What? And then proceeds to say, and I quote, any woman that can't understand her place deserves to be stabbed in the back and killed. Yeah, nah, this motherfucker definitely got some severe issues. And the most outlandish thing he said was when bro started mentioning Mai, Maki's sister, and he said, on the other hand, Mai got the same pretty face and melons as her sister, plus she understands her place as a woman. First of all, I know y'all see this demonic misogynistic ass behavior, holy shit. Despite whatever came out of his mouth, motherfuckers on Twitter and TikTok will still find a way to simp over him because he looks good or whatever. Like bro, he fucking hates women. What is wrong with y'all? Second of all, why are you talking about their melons and physical features like that and shit when you're their cousin? Ah, hell nah, man. You're weird, buddy. You're weird. Anyways, this dude is ready to hear the will for who will inherit the head of the Zenin clan after the previous one died in the Shibuya incident. And it basically said that Naoya was gonna be made the next head of the clan. But because Gojo was sealed, by technicality, Megami would be brought into the clan and be made the head of the clan instead. And this triggered the shit out of Naoya. And honestly, I can't really blame him for real. Imagine hearing that this dude Megami, aka the bum Maharaga merchant, was going to inherit a whole clan that he was never associated with in the first place his entire life, instead of you, the one who has been there the entire time. I would have to harm someone after hearing that bullshit. Anyways, after hearing the entire will, Naoya decides that he gonna look for Megami and kill him. And after seeing this scene, I for real thought this dude was about to be onto a big bad villain type of timing that all these characters were gonna struggle against. But bro, in the end, I was completely wrong. So fast forward to later in the day, Yuji and Choso are taking out a bunch of cursed spirits and Naoya pulls up on them, and both of them have no idea who he is, saying that he was looking for Megami, and out of nowhere bro instant transmissions behind Yuji and backs on the shit out of him like his name Metal World Peace. So Choso tries coming from behind him, hey yo, pause, but Naoya had bro looking absolutely lost and started giving him belt with these up down left right ass combos. And people will see this scene of Naoya slicking his hair back while using one hand to combo him like he in a Party Next Door edit while he was also posing for this shit too, and start glazing the shit out of him. And I'm not gonna lie, I was genuinely befuddled from this scene because number one, this shit was genuinely disrespectful as fuck to my goat Choso, and two, he ain't even do this shit in the manga. They just added this scene in for the love of the game. However, as cool as this moment is, this shit is fake hands because this is probably the last good moment he has in the entire series. From this point on, he gets cooked in almost every significant fight he is in because his fraud nature all starts to show when Yuta pulls up. Hey yo, why'd they make this motherfucker look like he was asked to do his one-to-one impression of Karl Anthony Towns? Again, he wasn't doing this shit in the manga. Anyways, Naoya, as soon as bro sees him, immediately puts his hand up like this was a stick up. And this was my first sign to me of Naoya's fraudulent nature, because how you gonna fold in front of your ops when he pulling up like this? And bro was like, hey Yuta, I'm Aki's cousin, we chill, right bro, Tato chip? Meanwhile, Yuji and Choso planned a diversion so that Yuji could escape, which ended up not working as much as they wanted it to because Yuta started chasing him, which allowed Naoya to run the ones with Choso. And at first, it seems like he absolutely cooking him again, but Choso played his ass. He used his blood manipulation to fill the entire tunnel with blood that he could control, and when Naoya tried rushing at him, Choso said checkmate motherfucker and absolutely boomed his shit using his blood, and it was wraps. This man lost to Choso and was about to die right here. This is why I say he a fake demon. He got all these flashy scenes, yeah, but when it comes down to the actual fighting who wins, this man Choso mopped the floor with him. And if it wasn't for Yuta motherfucker coming back and sneaking his ass, he would have been cooked right then and there, and he would never have gotten his chance to be able to run the ones with Maki, which he also lost, not only once, but twice. This motherfucker looked like one of the next antagonists of the story that motherfucker's gonna have a hard time against. Instead, bro got his shit ran by Choso, was on his knees begging for Yuta to heal him, and was used as a stepping stone for Maki to unlock her full potential, and became the next Toji. Actually disappointing as fuck. Naoya Zenin, you are a fraud. However, I don't think anything disappointed me more than the Shadow Beast from Hunter x Hunter. These motherfuckers were so fraudulent, I damn near forgot they even existed in the York New City arc until I was trying to find characters for this video. When we got to the York New City arc within this series, I genuinely thought these motherfuckers were about to be a group that rivaled or were better than the Phantom Troop, because after all, they were hyped up to be the 10 strongest Nen users in the damn Mafia. So you were assuming they were tough to some degree, only to find out that they got not a lick of plot importance or screen time, because all of them got packed up within a single night, and 4 of them got absolutely bodied by Uvajin alone. And the way he killed these motherfuckers was genuinely raw as fuck, I can't even lie. He didn't even get the faith of a one-on-one. They jumped him, and he still won. First up was this weak ass dude called the Worm, who ended up sneaking him and trapping him with one of his arms stuck in the ground. However, Uvajin for real said, "We do not care," and deadass blew his ass to smithereens with one punch. However, this opened up the opportunity for the other 3 Shadow Beasts that were with him to start jumping in. We got the Chicago Crackhead, Caillou, and yeah, nah, this motherfucker is not getting an introduction. He's putting straight leeches in this dude Uvajin body. That shit is horrid. I'm about to puke. Like, I genuinely can't stand characters that have anything to do with putting bugs or animals inside of people. I do not fuck with that shit. Anyways, one of the beasts incapacitated Uvajin, so he wasn't able to move his body. However, despite getting jumped and essentially being paralyzed, this man Uvajin somehow, someway took out 3 birds with 1 stone. And this motherfucker gotta be a brick eater, because he deadass beat all these Shadow Beasts and finished all of these motherfuckers off using only his mouth. Hey, pause. Anyways, to start things off, he straight up chomped off this leech motherfucker's skull like he a goddamn crocodile, and he was instantly cooked. But that's not even the craziest part, because Uvajin then proceeded to use the skull he just chewed up and spat it out fast like he was shooting a gun, and shot it at Brody over here, and it went through his hand and right through his dome. How does one person's mouth have the capability for all of that? I don't understand. And this fake ass Caillou ended up getting packed up too, but instead of chomping his bald ass head off or spitting something at him at Mach 20, Uvajin deadass started yelling Dax music into his ears at 100+ volume, and that shit was genuinely so ass that my dog lost his hearing and died. And you know what made this failed attempt at jumping by the Shadow Beast that much worse? The entire Phantom Troop was deadass just spectating this shit without a care in the world. They knew these Shadow Beasts ain't shit. Fucking Mickey Mouse ass title. Like, bro, I genuinely thought they were gonna be cold like the Akatsuki, but instead they folded faster than a lawn chair. And to control my hatred for the last 2 frauds of this video, which I'ma argue are the absolute worst frauds in anime I've ever seen, I'ma pass this shit over to one of my homeboys. I'ma need some help here. Yo, Birdis, hop on the mic real quick.
Yes, yes, I finally made it to the channel. Alright, so when Nen called me up from the G League to talk about anime frauds, the absolute first person I thought of was Renji from Bleach. But literally everybody knows he's a fraud, bro. Like, everybody talks about how Renji's a fraud. He don't win no fights. He don't got no aura. He's a bum. His hairline's cooked. Whoa. I swear, sometimes y'all niggas be dragging it with the Renji fraud allegations, man. I ain't gonna lie. At least in 1,000 Year Blood War, he was low-key cooking against Uryu. I feel like that fight could have gone either way. And to y'all Renji haters, y'all niggas is right, bro. Y'all niggas is right. This dude is a fraud. But there are literally bigger frauds than him in his own show. And I'd go as far as to say most of the Bleach cast is full of frauds. But I want to speak on one fraud in particular. The most glazed fraud of all time. It's Shinji. Now, Shinji Glaze pisses me off the absolute most because I swear he's gotta be top 5 most edited characters in the series. I know for a fact that dude LARP being a Bleach fan if he got a Shinji PFP and he's glazing him at all times. Nigga, ain't that you? Nah, bro, chill. I opened TikTok right after recording this and see this shit on my For You page, bro. And I swear, all they know about him is his Bankai turn shit upside down, and his theme is a banger. And yes, both of those things are true, but if we're being serious, it's time for some uncomfortable conversations. The only win in the series we ever see him get is against Grimmjow. And I'm not gonna lie, he was cooking in that fight, you know what I'm saying? He had an oracle entrance, saved Rukia from getting her brains blown out, and he know this Grimmjow with his Sarah. But then you notice he was doing this to a crippled man, bro. This man, Grimmjow, had one arm, bro. He couldn't fight hard if he wanted to. So as a former captain, I'd hope he win that shit. Y'all might call that cherry picking, but that's legit the only win we ever see him get in the series. Every other fight we see him in, he loses in some way. His very next fight was against Aizen, but we don't count Aizen battles, bro. That nigga Aizen beat everybody. Of course, he got absolutely fried. But then later on in 1000 Year Blood War, during the first part of the invasion, Shinji got no fades and was pressing absolutely nobody the entire time. 28 minutes played, 0 stats put up. He was getting straight cardio in, my nigga, straight Tony Snell gameplay. But during the second invasion, he pulled up on Bambietta. And notice how he only pulled up when Komamura pulled up. This nigga was planning on jumping it, bro. He knew he couldn't do it one-on-one. But Komamura was like,
"Oh shit, my boy Shinji. Bro, I don't even gotta participate in this fight, bro. You got that, bro. You got that."
No, he does not. And when he's left all alone, he starts ore farming. I mean, just look at him. One thing you can't say about Shinji is that he doesn't have ore. But his biggest flaw is that he talks way too much. This dude has the advantage because he activated his Bankai, right? Bambietta's tweaking. She don't know what to do. So the right move would be to attack, right? But no, this nigga just ore farms and he says,
"My Bankai allows me to alter reality from your perspective. That's mad cool, right? I mean,
We do not care."
Hey, breathe, bro, breathe.
this y'all GOAT, bro? Well, he's my go-to, man. I'm a Shinji fan.
Rest came in hello. Fuck this go on vogue. Big Range ain't no vogue.
Now, Genos is a special case because the average person wouldn't really think he's a fraud. If you ask someone to name a fraudulent character from One Punch Man, they'd probably say King. Would they be wrong? No, but that's the obvious choice, bro. That's his whole character. I would go as far as to say he's just as much of a fraud as King is. But Genos goes under the radar because he's clean as hell with it. And he has some of the most entertaining fights in the series. But name one time he won any of those fights, bro. I'll wait.
Hit him with the chopper, that's the rat trap. Find him in that trash bag off the interstate.
I swear, Genos has gotta be the toughest loser in all of anime, bro. He's basically Renji, but 100 times cooler. Let me examine his fights from season 1 real quick. He fought this mosquito lady who's low-key bad as hell, but we don't need to talk about that.
This is an AI.
And at first, he's doing his thing, you know. He's putting that work in. He might actually come out with a dub this time. But then you look at your phone for 2 seconds, look back up, and he's somehow on death's door. Literally, how did this happen to him? But luckily, after that, he went home and got patched up and upgraded by Dr. Kuseno. And this next fight wasn't too long after. He fought Carnage Kabuto and he stood no chance, bro. This shit was like a one-sided beatdown. He got yet again another upgrade and proceeded to go along and fight the Deep Sea King. He fought Deep Sea King, looked cool as hell while doing it, and probably would have won if he didn't get distracted. And he got left on 1 HP right here as well. And of course, got another upgrade from Dr. Kuseno. Like, how many upgrades does this nigga need, bro? He was being upgraded and leveled up each fight just to have nothing to show for it. This nigga has no wins on his name. Also, I low-key don't blame him for that loss against Deep Sea King. This nigga is a literal demon. Imagine this chasing you at 3 a.m., bro. Truly a horror to see. But every fight we see Genos in, he's always getting beaten to the brink of death, and to the point where he always resorts to wanting to kill himself. Y'all be clowning Megumi for summoning Maharaga every fight. Whole time this dude Genos be threatening to blow himself up, and everything in a 10-block radius to smithereens at the slightest inconvenience. The one time I can remember this happening off the dome is right after him and Saitama sparred. But afterwards, he got called up by the association to destroy this meteor before it hits Earth. And instead of calling Saitama for backup just in case, he insists on going by himself. So he immediately sprung into action, hits this clean ass pose like he really finna save somebody.
Y'all know that's not happening, nigga. You sorry.
But then Metal Knight pulled up out of nowhere and out-aura farmed him. Begins using his strongest attack, and Genos believes he actually did it. He thinks he actually completed the job. So he starts to relax, thinking everything's fine and dandy, up until the smoke clears up and that nigga did 0 damage. And by the way, at this point in time, Metal Knight was ranked much higher than Genos, so he thought it was all over. And his first initial thought was to boom this place, but Bang starts dropping Unk Wisdom and talks him out of it. So instead, he tries to use his strongest attack without killing himself, and Bang hyping him up. He like,
ooh, get him, nephew. I think he's being pushed back.
Yo, for real, Unc, you being dead ass?
Nah, nigga, I'm lying.
Yeah, that shit failed. Somehow this nigga Genos looks beaten up again, bro. This nigga wasn't even in a fight this time. But his next move was to blow himself up. But luckily, Saitama pulled up at the last second and saved the day like he always does. Genos basically be getting the Jogo treatment, bro. I can't lie, he's strong, but literally everyone he fights is so much stronger. Besides Mosquito Girl, I don't even know how he lost her, but that shit low-key embarrassing. Genos could have been the most overlooked fraud of all time if only it wasn't for I had to pick one obvious fraud, one overlooked fraud, and one character not many would consider is a fraud to begin with, to add more variety, to add more flavor to the video. Cause I swear, niggas always be speaking on the same exact 5 characters. But yeah, like I said, Dio's a fraud. But wait, before y'all attack me in the comments, please let me explain myself. See, if y'all aren't familiar with Dio, him and Jonathan had this long ass beef that lasted 131 years. Some light shit, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day before he had any powers, he used to torment Jonathan. The nigga whooped his ass for no reason, stole all his homies, took his girl, and killed his dog. And eventually, Jonathan had enough. He ran like 3 miles home, leaped over this big ass fountain, and instantly started smoking his ass. The fight was low-key one-sided. He was cooking, bro. And Dio, realizing he was about to lose, he decided to be a bitch and pulled out a whole Zanpakuto. And that right there was the very first hint towards him being a fraud ass nigga. He lost the fight so bad to the point where he had to whip out the mouse Katuna. But hold on, I know y'all think I'm tripping so far, but that's not where I'm going with this. Stay with me now. We gotta have build up. A few years later, this nigga Dio becomes a villain.
You should kill yourself.
His abilities consist of super strength, super speed, regeneration, and for whatever reason, he can freeze niggas. He has vaporization, hypnosis, mind control, laser vision, and he can somehow put his head back together even when it's sliced in half. And not to mention, the man is immortal. So tell me why this nigga still lost to Jonathan Joestar of all things. No, like dead ass, the immortal superhuman vampire nigga lost to a jack dude with a sword. Now I won't lie and say Jonathan low diffed him or anything. The fight was back and forth and all that, but that does not disprove the fact that he still lost. The only reason the JoJo storyline continues after this is because Dio's D1 dick sucker saved his life after Jonathan nearly killed him. And he low-Kirkuinly sneaked him on his honeymoon, stole his body, and went into hiding for a calm 100 or so years. And after he came back from his slumber, he gained his stand, and with that came the ability to stop time, pretty much what he's known for. And all he really did after that was Aura farm for 48 episodes and had his 10,000 minions box the Stardust Crusaders from America to like Zimbabwe or some shit. He really had them niggas traveling across the whole world for the phase, bruh. Dudes went on a whole world tour to find his ass. Gotta respect the dedication. And hey, at least when they did get to him, he caught a body. Wait, don't celebrate too early now. That nigga Vanilla Ice, of all characters, somehow caught more Crusader bodies than he did. I won't say too much on the fight he had against Jotaro though, cause he was low-key boxing, I can't hate. Dio Glazes definitely deserved though. I'm just rage baiting niggas for fun. Dio really the GOAT. At least his boyfriend Poochie carried on his legacy and became the only villain in JoJo's to actually win in the end.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you fucking doing?
Alright, that's all from me. I'm gonna pass the rock back to my boy Ninja.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm back. And dog, shout out my man Horrendous, bro. He absolutely cooked on that shit. But now that I've had some time to cool off, I'm ready to get into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes of these absolute frauds. These last few characters I'm going to be talking about comes from the purest hatred from the bottom of my heart because of how much I despise them for not being able to back up their hype as a character in their verse. And I will try to contain myself as best as I can. Next up, we got this dude Poseidon from Record of Ragnarok. In the show, when motherfuckers found out that this dude was gonna be the third representative of the gods who would face off against the humans, everybody thought that the humans were absolutely cooked. The gods were up 2-0 against the humans, and now Poseidon, the god of the seas, the brother of Zeus who just fought in the previous round against Adam and won, was going to fight the next round. The story was for real gassing this man up too, that he was about to be hard as fuck because all these other gods were genuinely quaking in their boots at the mere sight of him when he entered the arena. arena. Like, son, I'm crying. Who allowed this type of glaze to happen? This shit is not tough. However, who humanity got to fight Poseidon was this dude, Kojiro Sasaki, the rival of Miyamoto. And all the spectators on the side of humanity were like, hey yo, get off the stage, you ain't doing shit to him. And a common theme with his character is that Kojiro is known as humanity's biggest loser. This motherfucker's caught no dubs at all, but because he loses in all his fights, he evolves through every single one. Bro is the embodiment of fool me once, shame on you, or however that one J. Cole song go, I don't know, to be honest. So as a match started, neither one of them moved an inch, and for Kojiro, he was analyzing every single way he could attack Poseidon, but almost every single possibility resulted in him dying, but he managed to find an option. This dude was cooked no matter what he did, so he pulled off a move in his hidden bag of tricks which narrowly missed him, while he managed to avoid Poseidon's counter and many of Poseidon's attacks, but managed to catch him off guard and stab him through the side. And when this happened, Poseidon for the first time in this match started speaking, and he was talking mad shit, saying, yo, what's wrong, thought you were gonna win this shit, bitch ass boy. He was for real doing his best impression of Packers fans when they were up 21-3 against the Bears, and when motherfuckers in the arena started cheering for him, he for real hit them with this crazy side eye, which translates to, I swear to God, if y'all don't shut the fuck up, damn y'all annoying. Like, my bad Poseidon, you might just be insufferable as hell, I can't lie. He even managed to break Kojiro's swords in two, making everybody think it was raps here. But little did he know that Kojiro was about to pull a Bears in the fourth quarter type of comeback. This man said, fuck one sword, we dueling now, and was using all the moves he learned from his experience to take on Poseidon. This battle was for real all the friends we made along the way type of thing, because he was for real cutting this man Poseidon like an onion. But this dude slicks his hair back and now he wanna try and lock in, but Kojiro was more locked in than he was. Nothing that he did earlier would work anymore against Kojiro. Bro learned and knew every single move that Poseidon was gonna make, and Kojiro told this man he left too much time on the clock, because bro cut both his arms off and straight up filleted this man. Oh my god, Poseidon, you are so ass. I bet you that he definitely sold some God's parlay when he lost. I would be heated if the person representing me was quote unquote the most feared god among gods and even wanted to side-eye my bitch ass, but still lost. Even by the end of this, Poseidon still got the nerve to want to call Kojiro a loser, like he ain't put him in the Gojo pose. Folk, I'm crying. Your ass got served medium rare. Fuck out of here. You deserve to get your shit rocked with how much you're trying to aura farm and the dickhead energy this dude was giving off. Now, on to this last character, which I will say, I have been harboring this hatred for him since I was a child. Damn near 10 years of my life have hated this character because I genuinely don't know why he even exists in the first place. On everything I love, can someone please tell me what he does? This dude, Yuki. Not the baddie from Jujutsu Kaisen, but the little ass boy from Beyblade Metal Fury. Honestly, at first I was for real thinking about putting Julian from Metal Masters on this list instead of Yuki, because technically speaking, Julian was more of a fraud than Yuki is, but my hatred for Yuki is 10 times stronger and triumphed over this decision. Look, I'm all for new characters joining the already existing cast as long as they make sense with why they are in the story, or if they are a tough ass character that's not sorry, because we already got one of those. Masamune. Let me tell y'all what he does in the story. This boy Yuki is an astronomer or some shit like that. It warned Jinga about Nemesis, the main threat in Metal Fury. And that's basically as useful as he ever is in the show. He doesn't do anything else except get his ass handed to. Because bro, this dude is genuinely so fucking sorry at Beyblade, it hurts my soul. You would assume that in a verse where your Beyblade skills literally mean everything, motherfuckers would have at least the basics down. But this dude is genuinely so trash, I swear to God. Like bro, just look at this one scene. How you get so nervous that when you go to launch your Beyblade, that you make that bitch go upwards like these. That shit should not even be possible to win. Like bro, this is the equivalent of seeing somebody that's 6'6" not being able to dunk. Like you gotta be selling on purpose, dog, cause ain't no way. Mind you, Yuki battled Ryuga before this, the King Von of Beyblade, and is the same person who deadass mean mugged and aura farmed in front of a tiger and made it run away in fear. I don't know about you, but I not only be terrified but nervous as hell if I knew I had to battle Ryuga. However, not only did he launch his Beyblade completely normally in this circumstance, this was the only time in the show he ever turned up, and he still got cooked. Did the writers really have to make him a bitch throughout the entire show? Like, bro, it just makes him that more unsufferable and unlikable. And at least give him some likable traits if you're gonna keep him in the story. I don't think he wins a single significant 1v1 in the show ever. And it's like, why is he even here? Who is this? Every scene I see of him is him getting flown back in his Beyblade getting knocked out of the stadium. And I think the biggest bullshit of all time was the fact that they were making this dude a legendary blader. Twin, this motherfucker and legendary in the same sentence do not go together at all whatsoever. Do not ever put this man within the same label as motherfuckers like Jinga, Ryuga, and my goat Kyoya. Stop calling this man legendary. He's legendary based on what? Why would the story ever make this dude ever associate with the word legendary? His skills in Beyblade, which are literally everything in this universe, are equivalent to Flight React's skill in playing basketball. There is zero reason for this man to be a legendary blader. And all this dude does is dick ride Jinga and be like, Mr. Jinga, Nemesis Revival is about to start. I'm a bitch and I can't win a 1v1 to save my life even though I'm a legendary blader. Like, thanks, Captain Obvious. I wouldn't have been able to tell the situation at all with that evil ass purple beacon that just shot out from the Beyblade. You useless fuck! I'm not even kidding. You could take this dude out of Beyblade Metal Fury and almost nothing would change when it comes to all the fights that would go down. Even in the final battle, he was deadass one of the first Beyblades to go out to Nemesis. In conclusion, the amount of fraudulent behavior in anime doesn't seem real, but it's an epidemic that unfortunately cannot be escaped. It's gonna rage bait me and everybody that sees these trash ass characters for the end of time. Oh yeah, and fuck Yuki, he a bitch.
Pull up on my block, we smoke that AEO.